What happened to all the dad role models that taught us all of the things which we needed to know when it comes to changing a car tyre, understanding what's the difference between a spanner, understanding what a screwdriver is, understanding what type of batteries you need for the remote? What happened to all these people? Let's talk about it. Most of you are probably never going to witness a toolbox like this. So this what was so cool about it. I couldn't believe it. It blows my mind now. Look, the way how these just open up here and you're able to get everything in your toolbox instead of wondering where this is or where that is. So I remember this layout. So it had little compartments like this here. Put your screwdrivers, put your big tools in there. Again, you can see these look ancient. These saws were inside there, but it always worked. I want you to tell me if your dad had one of these types of tool boxes in your property. And now I can get on with the video because I just wanted to show you something iconic. So let's get back to it. So my point in this video is what happened to all those dads who had the time, the energy, Saturdays, Fridays, to help you with your bike, trick nuts, skates, and it all advanced for me when it came to working on cars. So I used to see my dad working on my mum's Volvo quite a lot because sometimes it would have problems and stuff like that. He'll be out there fixing it, and he bought this book which had everything what you need in it to do with cars and stuff like that. I'm going to put it up on the screen so some of you lot know what I'm talking about. But this book was like an icebreaker because you understood the problems. You was able to diagnose a lot of stuff yourself. And that time, I suppose it was probably funner working on cars because you could do stuff yourself. I have personally never worked on cars. It's not something that I have done. It's something that I want to do. I've always wanted to build a kit car with my dad. That is like a dad and son mission. But the tool which I'm talking about, which my dad taught me how to use, which is called a wheel brace. So I'm going to put it on the screen now. A wheel brace looks like that. And what I was able to do was, obviously the car has got a flat tire, let's say, for argument's sake. We've put the handbrake on. We're now going to jack up the car. So I was able to find those little grooves what the jack sits in the side of the body of the car, making sure that I've got it on that, jack it up, which took a little bit of time, but also used the spare wheel underneath the side. So in case it dropped down, it was able to drop down onto the spare wheel and it wouldn't hit directly onto the pavement and smash up everything else. If I'm right, mechanics, let me know. Before I jacked it up or raised it up, I would use my body weight and stand on the wheel brace and push it down on one side so I could get the nut to spin. And once it spun, I was able to get it off. And we do the same for every single nut. So it's 4 times you'll do that. That's that amount of numbers. And then I would be able to jack the car up, then pull the wheel off and swap the wheel over. I mean, there was a time I asked myself and asked my dad, why the fuck am I doing this for? And straight away he turned to me and said, it's because you're going to be with your mum sometimes. And if you're with your mum and she has a flat tyre, you can change it, innit? I don't have to call nobody else. I can rely on you. And I said, oh shit, you're right, yeah. Anyway, let me carry on watching because my dad's a no-nonsense person anyway. So you can't ask too many stupid questions and it'll get onto you. Anyway, when I realised that was what I was being taught, because it was from my dad, I listened a lot because I thought to myself, oh shit, my dad. And like, it just made me think to myself, wow, like I've learned something. And I always keep repeating that I know how to do these types of things from my father because I feel that those are like life skills what he wanted me to have so I could move forward in life. Don't get me wrong, now I could definitely change a tyre, no problem. I mean, the confidence is within what you know, and I feel that sometimes when a male teaches you, especially your father, yeah, you take more notes than what you would do if it was someone else sometimes. That obviously depends on your dynamic with your relationship with your father, but leading on to things like that, my dad, he builds things like valve amplifiers. So works with motherboards and putting and soldering and stuff like that. So my dad builds sound systems. That's what I want to tell you guys. So he's very technical in that sense, but very practical as well. You know, some of the other things what my dad has taught me is how to plant plants and look after them. You know, because my parents, well, my dad, his family comes from farmers. So does my mum, actually. Farmers from the Caribbean. So learning how to plant and look after a plant is necessary, because it's kind of like your life, where you want it to, you got a seed and you water the seed, you want it to grow, it grows into a plant, you got to look after it, because every time you look after it, it will look after you. So I kind of like learnt that through seeing and watching my dad and how he moved when it comes to certain things like that. So in the garden, planting plants, I feel that that is a big thing for me, because we've always had a nice garden at the property where I've lived. So the upkeep of that takes time, you know, and my dad's very proud of that. He's very proud of having his own fruit and veg and it being all organic, which I'm very proud of him now for doing that, because I'm a pescatarian. I eat a lot of vegetables, and to be able to have clean vegetables, what you know that you've made, there's a sense of pride in that on a different level, right? So those are some of the role model things that my dad has taught me. So changing the wheel, he's always helped me with my scale electrics. I bought a scale electrics a long time ago. That's how you can know I'm from the 90s and the 80s, is I had a scale electrics toy. And that was one of my first proper toys which I started to take apart, until I got a toy which was a Meccano set, which the Meccano set just opened up my eyes to everything, because Meccano is times 10 on Lego. I wasn't really a super Lego person on building and stuff like that, but Meccano, when I saw that you can get this car and you can do this and that and this and that, yeah, blew my mind, but allowed me to understand that I could build something and create something. That's what that probably set off for me. But I do want to say that even though I've had all these experiences with my own father, one sec, I just want to move the camera for a second. Yeah, just because I've had all these experiences with my own father, it doesn't mean that you can't do the same, innit? Because I feel as if that impression from your father, when it comes to showing you stuff, is mad important. It's mad important for your growth, you know. You know, the first time I changed that tyre and I told my dad, I felt so proud. I mean, I was never old enough at that present time to sit down and have a bear with him, but it was definitely a moment of like, he definitely said, well done, because I was out with my mum at one time and it happened. And my dad said, are you sure you can do it? And I'm like, yeah, I can do it. And all I remember is wanting to come back and just tell him, yeah, Dad, I done it. I changed the car tyre. Like, he's like, oh, well done. And it was a moment, I'm not even going to lie. It's like the first moment my chain fell off on my bike, on my BMX or my mountain bike. You know, I would have to go back to my dad to be able to put it on and stuff like that. And me being able to do it myself or fix something myself, there was this sense of pride to run back to my father and say, what you've taught me, I've learnt now. And I'm able to probably show somebody else. But you want to be able to thank those people for those skills, what they're able to give you, you know, because they are skills. They're skills for life. Hopefully one day I can teach my son how to do all of the things that my father's taught me, and probably a little bit more. Hopefully he wants to learn something about plumbing, because that's where I'll shine. If you don't want to know nothing about plumbing, I don't know. I will always try and find a way to work out some transferable skills when I do have a child, to be able to pass on to them, because I feel that that's really important, man. That is so important in to do with our bond and to do with the things which we are expected to do and know as men, right? So People expect you to know how to change a car tyre. They expect you to know how to change a tyre on a bike, right? The inner tube is very different to having a car tyre, because there's no inner tube in a car tyre, if you didn't know. The joke's out. Yeah, there's none. Anyway, topping up your oil, things like that, making sure your tyre pressure is right on your car. That's things like what my dad's obviously put me onto game. Like, if you're going on a long journey, make sure you check these things. And I'm saying, I'm checking them for, man. I've got it on my phone and all that. Like, my car will tell me if it's low on oil on my phone. Nah. You need to make sure you do it. Have a little look, top it up, get some oil. And I remember I went on a long journey. Like, I must have went to like Scotland or something like that in my car. And this when I first got my car, my dad was like, did you check your tyres? Did you do your oil? Did you do this? Did you do that? And I was like, yeah, I done it. I made sure I done it, because I know he was asking me, not for just myself, because it's to do with your safety and stuff like that. But you're not always clocking all these things as a young man, right? But hindsight, I've done all the things he's asked me to do. And when I got there, I found myself having that conversation what I saw him have with like other people, which was, how was the drive? Yeah, it was quite smooth, you know. Had it on cruise control, blah, 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 blah. How did the car run? Yeah, it ran really smooth, you know. I think it's the oil and I think it's this and that. See, I told you, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, yeah, you're right, Dad. You are. And there's some things, if you're fortunate enough to have your dad in your life, which he can bring to you, man. He could bring out little things which you didn't know you needed for life, but you do. Like, you do always need a father figure or someone to help you with certain things, you know. And like I said, for me, the memory times are only nothing but good memories with my father. My father's still here today. I don't want to talk like he's not here today, but they're good memories because some of the things what he's taught me over the years, you know, I think the desire for me to have tools or to have a toolbox definitely comes from my dad, because again, he had that RS tool bag, which I showed you earlier, toolbox. And anytime something working of mine, scale electrics, anything, I would go in there, go and get a screwdriver, take it out, change the batteries, do this, do that, jiggle about with it. And hopefully it will be working by the end of the day. But I got a lot of skills from my father, man. And I'm just saying that a lot of men as role models, even if you're an uncle, you need to sometimes be that role model for your nephew. My nephew has been on touching my tools all the time. What's this? What's that? He's young, he's going to do that. But I don't deter it, you know. I make sure I got him his own little set of tools. And again, if the moment he tells me he wants to learn something, or I feel it's the time for him to start learning something, straight away, we're going out there, we're learning something. He's a quick learner. I've noticed that. Even when he's got my iPhone and all that, he just knows what to do. But practically, he's like let me watch you once, then I can get it. And I'm going to enjoy those times, making memories with him, being the uncle what I know I need to be to him as a role model. Because I'm someone who is in construction, I'm someone who has had time around tools, experienced things, and I feel that it's only my duty to pass those things on. So if you're an uncle, if you're a tight family member with your little bro, or like you've got a little cousin that looks up to you, because I've got all of these people. So there's always times when I want to teach them something. Whether it's something what my dad taught me or someone else taught me. Do you understand? Like, my granddad is a farmer. There's things what I can still learn off my granddad today because he's still alive. So I can go and sit down with him and say, boy, I want to start a hydroponic farm. What do you think about this? And I'll hear his take on it and I'll add in the things which I know about it. Do you know what I mean? But gardening, doing certain things, building a shed, building a car. That's one of my to-do list things with my father, is to build a car. I want to build a kit car. I've always said that. But we just need a bigger shed and we just need a lot more tools. Who knows? I might get sponsored for it one day. But if I do get the chance to do it, I think that that is such a building experience, like with your father, you know. And I'm going to wrap up this last bit of this video in 1 second. I just want to move the camera again, innit? So I am an 80s baby. So I was born in the 80s. That makes me in my 30s now, but still damn good looking. The point is that my dad had some tools which I always wondered what the hell that was. What is that? What is this? Can I touch it? When I'm in his shed, can I grab that? Can I find stuff? But what I worked out in the end is that I need my own tools. I need to start doing stuff myself. It probably all started with my first BMX and my first bike. But it started with me seeing this, which was one of my dad's tool boxes. And I'm going to show you it right now. This isn't my dad's one, obviously. This is just one that I saw in the workshop, which I thought this will make some great content. So let's show it to you here so you guys can see. Let me twist it. 1 second. So as we wrap up this session, which is dads and role models, where are they? They're all still amongst us, but sometimes we feel as if technology has changed so much that we can't teach each other something. But it's the practical things that we know and do with our hands which get us through every day-to-day life. My dad showed me that countless amount of times, and my uncles have showed me that as well, that working with your hands is as important as working with your mind, right? Making it easy for yourself and working smart is something that you have to figure out for yourself. We all, as men, have a lot of transferable skills which we can apply and give to our younger generation. I just wanted to make this post just to show you guys how great my dad has been for me and how great other people's dads have been for them. But it's not always talked about. And some of the skills which I learned then when I was younger, I'll take them with me until I'm older, because they're not really going to change for now. They're only making me a kind of a better person. And I did want to just make this post just to give my dad his flowers. And if you've got a dad as well and they've taught you something, I want you to let me know in the comment section below what he's taught you, whether it might be seasoning chicken. I would definitely say that some of my black sisters, the gyal, taught me how to season chicken and stuff like that. But that's for another episode, because I wanted to keep it towards things what me and my dad has been getting up to and doing and stuff like that. So yeah, I appreciate you, Dad. Love you. And if you ever watch this video is obviously about you, innit? But for the rest of you lot, make sure you like, share and subscribe, and I'll get to seeing you on the other side. And yeah, if you got time, take time out, do something with your nephew, the boys in your life, and also the girls as well. But this is a video about the boys because they always need role models, innit? Let's get it. Like, share and subscribe.